parts. The first, and we will start with that. Daylight, effect on health, or has it effects on health? What could be the effects? Is it just belief, or are there some real findings and effects on performance? After that, Greg already showed you how you can evaluate a daylight with the Daylight Lab, for example, and the software. I will show you a software as well, where you can do very nice, very smart, very easy evaluations with daylight. And then we will come, this is really brand new, there will be a new European norm in daylight, the first ever norm of daylight in Europe. And it was a hard work. The whole process lasted for 10 years. So you see, I know norms in architects don't like norms, but sometimes it's a hook, and sometimes it gives some confidence to the planner, to the client, and also to the companies building it. And the last, this will be some relaxing part, a 3 minutes video about the indoor generation. It's okay for you? Yeah? Okay, then let's start. In 2015, we did not know, it was not us, it was the Humboldt University in Berlin, in cooperation with us, who did a survey asking 12,000 people in Europe, what do you mean by health? What issues are important when we talk about health? And we all expected that they will say, okay, more sports, eating no fat, and all this stuff. It was a big surprise that the first issue, by far the first, was sleeping well at night. And ranked number 4 was daylight in my home. Ahead of no tobacco, regular exercise, and so on. And what was even more surprising, all the issues regarding the homes were evaluated very high. So the home arena, so to say, was number 1, number 2, number 4, and number 8. Much more than the personal intake. So people take their home, in respect of health, very serious. The question is, do they get what they want? And when we ask deeper, 35% of Europeans rank both indoor air quality and the amount of daylight of the highest importance if moving to a new house. And, surprisingly, there is a difference. 29 of the European males rank that, but 41% of females. So females are more keen on those, let me say, soft issues. And 86% of all Europeans attribute plenty of daylight above average in respect of importance. And Gregor, when you do some evaluations in private homes, the result is a bit different, I would say, isn't it? Another survey in 2016, 14,000 people, came to the result that, as I told you, 61% ranked daylight and fresh air as the most or second most important. The fact is that 76 of the Europeans report that they need to turn on the light on the day, even when it's daylight outside. So we couldn't manage to make a daily tone. 20% of Europeans say that they are too dependent on artificial light during the day, and 37 of all Europeans expressed not having sufficient daylight in their living room. So, when you went back, Gregor showed examples of the 17th century, where we could manage to daylight rooms. And now in the 21st century, we can't. It's strange, isn't it? We lost some abilities. A good home, home satisfaction, that was the question, can be stimulate or can be the other way around. And some issues, what could be stimulating is daylight, indoor climate, the size of the home, the relationship to the neighbors, energy costs, the standard of the home, so the standard of renovation, humidity, and the quality of sleep. exciting when we asked in Europe, what is the most important of this? What is the main driver? And if people are happy in their home, where the home satisfaction is very high, 53 of those residents feel that they have a good or excellent health. And 57 of them feels energized. But if those who are not happy with their home, only 35% feel that they have good health, and only 27 feel energized. So you see there is a very strong relationship between how you feel or how you see your house and your feeling of health and energy. And about these issues, it was quite exciting that in Germany they say the standard of the house. In France, they say. In Denmark, they say. In the UK, they say. In Switzerland, they know the relationship to the neighbors. Where are the Austrians? What is the most important in Austria? The size of the home. Yeah, so we're still thinking that more square meter, the better the home. So yeah, it is. I think that reflects very well how people sometimes act. What's this? The Savannah of Africa, the cradle of human being. And we are designed for living the Savannah of Africa, for hunting, watching, observing. Do we do that? Yes, we do that. We watch it on TV. Yeah. So we changed our life from outdoor to indoor. Is that appropriate to species? I would say no. But we do that deliberately. So we are the only animal which does wrong appropriation deliberately. No tiger would go in a cage deliberately. We go inside. And that has a lot of impacts on our health. I think Gregor, when you mentioned building soft skill, there is one scientist, she is a biologist and anthropologist. And we learned quite a lot about this, and when Gregor said good literature, I'm not sure if it's available in English. Homo urbanus by Lisa Oead. Very easily written, and you will really get in this book how much we're still related to living in the savannah and how we still act relating to these issues. So the last studies say that we spend about 90% of our time indoors, 2/3 at home, and the other time at workspaces, school, and others, says the WHO in 2014. I mean, we're sitting here inside. The weather is nice outside. Why not having lectures outside? I know it's not common in our culture, but why? Also, when you have meetings in the office, why not going outdoors and having a meeting in the park? Or then you have the feeling, oh, it's not really working. Working has to hurt sometimes. Is it really necessary, or why can't we change that? And within the last years, I asked a lot of planners, why don't we make better daylight design? We have all the tools. We have all the techniques. And in Austria, we are very good at finding excuses. I would say we are the world champions in finding excuses. I got answers like, the customers have not yet requested that. I think the surveys show the difference. We use plenty of glass. That's not the message. So the intention of building homes is not building glass houses. Gregor showed, I think, in a very good way, the position of the window, and the size of the window has a big influence. Nobody has ever complained about rooms being too dark. Yeah, Gregor mentioned that the eye is extremely flexible. So the eye, human eye, can adapt to very poor daylight conditions. The question is, how do you feel in 10 years? And when we talk about comfort, I can ask you, is it hot here? Yes, no. You have a very short reflection, you can say, it's hot, it's cold, it's humid, and so on. Health, well, the effects will be seen in 10, 20 years. And that's the big thing where people say, I'm healthy, it's okay. Yeah. But if you live in poor conditions, it might affect your health. My customers are not willing to pay for extra efforts. I mean, I think with your lectures within the last 2 weeks, you got so much about energy efficiency. It's okay, it's important. But how much of the lectures did deal with health? Where is our focus now? And I think we should combine that, and it has to be combined. Then I need a building physicist. Yeah, if you're not able to do it, then you need a building physicist. But building physicists are nice people, so why not cooperating with them? It is bright. Yeah, when? When the sun is shining. When you have 1,000 lux, 100,000 lux outside, it's easy to get the room bright. But Gregor mentioned this river Danube area. If you have overcast sky for a month, is it then bright, or do you need artificial light for the whole day? That's the issue. I kept the 10% rule. That's okay, no need to change anything. I will tell you about this 10% rule. In many countries, you have a window-to-floor ratio of 10% as a minimum. Yeah, so they do just what is necessary, not more. And as long as I'm not forced to, I will not do more sophisticated daylight planning. So sometimes people need a little push, I would say. Yeah, some findings within the last years. Natural light is the single most important attribute, I told you already. WHO report that residents with inadequate natural light in their homes have a greater risk for depression and falls. That's a very simple thing. The most accidents, at least in Europe, happen in the homes, not anymore in factories, because they have improved their safety standards very high. So the most accidents are at home, and guess where? In the staircase, because this is dull. Because people say it's not necessary to have a window there. It's so easy. It's so easy, but so silly. Higher daytime light exposures result in a more positive mood. You already mentioned that. Where is it? Mood, yeah, definitely. Less pain and smoother social interactions. So we are smarter than we have bright rooms. Yeah, I think maybe you got that last year. There was the Nobel Prize for Medicine. Jeffrey Holm, Michael Rosbash, and Michael Young got it for the findings in respect of the circadian rhythm. Gregor mentioned already that the brain and the eye are linked. So there are some of the rods and cones which are light sensitive. And we have these, all the functions of the body, including the blood pressure, the depression of melatonin. Melatonin is the hormone which makes you tired. When should it be? When should it happen? The melatonin? At night. Yeah. If you're in a dull room, what information does the brain get? It might be night. Okay, let's go to sleep. Yeah? If you have the wrong light colors, as Gregor mentioned, it confuses our body clock. So this was the finding of the body clock, and Russell G. Foster, he is the head of the department of the Oxford University, says this freedom that we can do anything at any time is extremely dangerous, and we should more or less come back to the natural system. So get up when the sun is rising and go. It's not, I know it's not possible, but as good as it is possible. And you see this, all the hormone control is mainly driven by daylight. And if our body gets, this body clock gets out of control, it's, Russell G. Foster said, it's like a permanent jet lag. You always feel tired, you always feel exhausted because anything is wrong. View. View is a very, very important issue. We totally underestimated that. The view to the nature have retrospective benefits. I remember the story which Lisa told us in the project. She said she went to a driving school and said, when there is the next exam, can I put a pot plant to the exam? Okay, why not? The results were far better. It was a scientific project. So remember, we come from the savannah of Africa. We still want to have nature around us. So that improves our satisfaction and well-being. Improved mood, reduced stress, and living in when you are in close contact with nature. This is a very awkward topic, but sometimes study works better when you deal with people who are sick. Then you see the differences immediately. For example, the mortality rates in sunny hospitals or in an area like this is much less than in bad conditions. So I can only recommend, if you have an accident or something happens and you have to go to the hospitals and you can deal with that, say, okay, I want to have a bed next to the window and hopefully in a sunny room. That makes a huge difference. Not only in the mortality rate, but also in the length of the stay in the hospital. And let's go to this minimum. For example, in Austria, it means we have to have a daylight factor of 1.9 and not less than 0.6. This is not very overambitious, I would say. What does it mean for other countries? Let's say, for example, in Iceland. In Iceland, to achieve the same amount of daylight, you need 2.6. So instead of 1.9 in Austria, they need 2.6. And to achieve the 100 lux in Iceland, you need 0.9. Whereas in Greek, you need just 0.3 to achieve the 100 and 0.8 for the 300 lux. So you see there's a big difference, and I think this was a very clever decision according to the different countries. Any questions to tell what I talked so far? Okay. Then before we go to lunch, relaxing part.
Just now you said that Austria's daylight factor is about in the middle between Greece and Iceland, right? Like Iceland is higher and Greece is less.
Yes.
But you said the Austrian one isn't as ambitious, but it seems
No,
like
it was the whole one. So if you want a really good daylight planning, we would prefer much more. So this norm usually just regulates the minimum. Yeah? So it's not very ambitious. If we make daylight planning and say, if you want a good daylight house in Europe, we always go to 5%, which is quite ambitious. Yeah? And this is really a very good house. Usually 2 to 3 is okay, and 1% is really. Yeah? and the log says 1.9. So you see, it is not very ambitious.
So then in Greece, where it's considerably less, is that just because they have more daylight or something? Or
Yes, because they have much more daylight. Even on an overcast sky, the usual daylight, I can tell you that. In Greece, the
goal is just to bring in position on this central piece of cupboard a concept for the facade or a concept for windows that could be brought in position here. And then we will mount the model in the light lab. We will run some simulations of direct light impact, and we will see what is going on at the inside. It's just for you to get familiar with the systematic of the light lab. It does not have to be, as I said, a fancy, sophisticated model. It's just for you to have an example of a building or of a design concept and to learn the driving of the light lab. That's it. And therefore, we do not have much time. I would suggest we have about 30 minutes for this. So we would ask you to form groups. I think you have already formed groups.
basically, it's easy.